Hey everyone, welcome back. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today. We're going to be diving into one of the absolute most talked about newer master plan communities in South College Station, Mission Ranch. If you've been keeping an eye on the Bryan College Station real estate market, or, maybe you're planning a relocation, this name has almost certainly popped up on your radar. But what's it actually like to live there? Well, today, in this explainer, we are taking a deep dive. We're looking at the real data, the lifestyle, and the financials to give you the complete picture. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We are going to cover Welcome to Mission Ranch, the community lifestyle focus, housing by the numbers, who actually lives in Mission Ranch, and finally, is it right for you? Starting off with Section 1, Welcome to Mission Ranch, a geographic overview. Before we can really talk about the community itself, we need to establish exactly where we are because location is driving a massive amount of the interest we're seeing here. Mission Ranch is strategically placed right near Highway 6 and William D. Fitch Parkway in South College Station. Now, why does that matter? Well, it gives residents incredibly rapid access to the things they need most. We're talking a straight shot to Texas A&M University, the local hospitals, restaurants, and honestly, some of the fastest growing shopping districts in the entire area. For anyone relocating, this master plan layout feels instantly connected, but it still maintains this distinct, tucked-away residential boundary. Moving on to Section 2, the community lifestyle focus, designing for connection. So we know where it is, but let's shift into the qualitative side of things for a second. The vibe, because let's be real, people aren't just buying houses here, they are very specifically buying into a lifestyle. Take this quote from a local realtor. The neighborhood was intentionally designed around lifestyle and community interaction. This is a huge differentiator. A lot of times, new-built communities can feel, a little bit sterile. But Mission Ranch set itself apart right from the start by preserving mature trees and really integrating the green spaces. It gives the area a natural character and a settled-in landscape that is so frequently missing in brand-new developments. And this brilliantly illustrates how they deliver on that promise of connection. Beyond the physical amenities like the ranch house clubhouse and a gorgeous resort-style pool, it's the actual programming that's so fascinating. They actually have a community lifestyle director on staff. This person organizes everything from dive-in movies and Zumba to food trucks, coffee meetups, live family game nights, and organized holiday parties. If you are a relocation buyer moving to College Station from out of state, this is basically a fast track to building a social circle and actually feeling at home. But hey, you still need a house, right? The great thing here is that buyers aren't just boxed into some single cookie-cutter model. Mission Ranch features 5 completely unique sections to build in. So depending on the builder and the specific section you choose, you have options ranging from large, sprawling lots all the way to high-end, low-maintenance living setups. And the homes heavily feature exactly what modern buyers are looking for: open concept floor plans, big kitchen islands, and energy-efficient modern finishes. Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds into the numbers, housing by the numbers, and market trends. All right, it is time to pivot from the lifestyle dream to the stark quantitative reality of the housing market. $589,130. That is the median estimated home value in Mission Ranch as of April 2026. Hitting you right out of the gate with that number immediately establishes the neighborhood's premium market position. It is undeniably a luxury, high-demand community. So the crucial point is, how does that stack up locally? While Mission Ranch sits at a median of about $589K, the overall College Station average is closer to $350K. That is a pretty significant gap. When you buy into Mission Ranch, you are paying a direct premium for that brand new construction, the intentional master planning, the preserved green spaces, and of course those heavy-hitting lifestyle amenities we just talked about. Looking at the broader trend lines, we see a steady climb in property values over time. Notably, there was a 0.7% bump just in the last recorded month alone. The market here is clearly categorized as a seller's market, currently sitting at 4.67 months of inventory. Basically, this means demand remains incredibly strong, and homes in this neighborhood are holding their premium valuation really well. If you're wondering exactly why that massive premium exists, a lot of it comes down to age. In Mission Ranch, the median home age is just 4 years old. I mean, they are practically brand new. Compare that to the broader College Station area where the median home age is 25 years. You are totally bypassing the renovations, the aging roofs, and the outdated floor plans of those older neighborhoods. Now, here is a slightly surprising statistic from the data that really caught my eye. The housing tenure in Mission Ranch is an exact 50-50 split. Yep, 50% of the homes are owner-occupied and 50% are rented.
For a premium community with a nearly $600,000 median price tag, seeing such a high proportion of renters is fascinating. It really speaks to a strong luxury rental market in the area, likely driven by visiting professionals, university faculty, or maybe families who are just renting while they wait to build their own custom home in one of the neighborhood's 5 sections.
That brings us to Section 4. Who actually lives in Mission Ranch? Let's look at the demographics data.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how the roughly 3,000 residents are broken down. The distribution of children by age tells a very clear story. We're looking at 204 toddlers and 189 elementary-aged kids, compared to way fewer middle and high schoolers. So this heavily skews toward young, growing families, which makes total sense when you remember the park, playdates, the resort pool, and the live family game nights we talked about earlier. This is a community custom-built for people raising young children.
When we break down the income distribution, the financial reality of living here becomes pretty clear. The absolute largest segment of residents, 318 households, earns over $150,000 annually. There's also a really solid secondary cluster in the $75K to $100K range. This high-earning demographic logically supports that $589K median home value and, of course, the associated HOA fees.
It is also a very highly educated population. Over 60% of residents have some college education, while nearly a third hold a graduate or professional degree. Another 28% hold a bachelor's degree. This high concentration of advanced degrees is driven heavily by the neighborhood's proximity to Texas A&M University, the local hospitals, and the professional tech sector right there in College Station. And getting to those jobs is relatively painless. 17 minutes. That is the average commute time for residents here. It's a swift, super easy drive to the core of College Station, which is a massive selling point for busy professionals who really want to balance their work life with that vibrant neighborhood lifestyle. But we do have to add an important caveat here for any prospective buyers. The walkability score for Mission Ranch is a 0 out of 5. Now, to be perfectly clear, the neighborhood has gorgeous internal walking trails, green spaces, and parks. It is wonderfully walkable inside the bubble. But if you want to access outside retail, hit up a grocery store, or commute to work, you absolutely must have a car. It is a traditional, suburban, car-dependent setup. Which leads us to our final section, Section 5. Is it right for you? Let's get into the final verdict.
Okay, so we've covered the emotions, the home values, and the demographics. Now let's consolidate everything into a real-world decision. For the ideal buyer, you're someone who wants a brand new build, an active lifestyle director, and instant community connections. But on the flip side, if you prefer heavily wooded acreage, if you are strictly averse to HOA fees, or if you're looking for a lower, more entry-level price point, Mission Ranch might not be the best fit. You might honestly be better off looking at some of the older, more established neighborhoods in Bryan.
So I leave you with this final thought for today's explainer. Is Mission Ranch your next home? You really have to weigh your own long-term goals, your budget, and your desire for community against the data we've explored today. Does the convenience and the vibrant lifestyle justify that premium price tag for you? I'd encourage you to take this information and compare it directly against other fantastic local options like Pebble Creek or Greens Prairie Reserve. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep learning.